Includes the debriefing on Kiyotaka Ayanokoji. I trust you've memorized all of the information. As for your mission, you are to have Ayanokoji expelled before the end of April and have him returned. To succeed, you'll need to be careful in your tactics. I see you're displeased. Do you he isn't worth this effort? I know you don't think Ayanokoji deserves to be treated as our masterpiece. As such, I've set the stage for you. This is your opportunity to prove that you're superior to him. A moment. I have one last thing to ask. You wouldn't happen to be hiding anything from me, would you? A battle involving the students of the White Room. Though it's merely a game between children, I'm looking forward to seeing the results.
Hey, look! Turn the blackboard into computer screens.
You didn't turn up at very many of the group meetings we had over spring breaks.
I was busy.
Obviously, you didn't have any obligation to attend, and there was nothing to study, but we missed you.
I didn't know. Do them more from now on.
I'm glad to hear it. It'll be good having you there again.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Suzune?
Morikita? It's only a haircut.
Oh, well, I was just surprised is all. In fact, I think it actually looks pretty great on you, right?
Yeah, of course. But can I ask what made you do it? Since we've entered our second year, I intend to fight to improve Class D's ranking. We'll succeed. I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. I could let mine get long to sort of balance things out a bit, you know?
Take your seat. Something you'll need to do that will be crucial for your lives here. I want everyone to access the school's homepage and install a new app to your cell phones. Initially, this application is known as Overall Ability. This app will be used by everyone regardless of year. Through it, you'll have access to a variety of resources you should find helpful, such as individual data on all registered students. Have a look at your own data for starters.
Ma'am, quick question. What's with all the letter ranks? It's like—
Indeed. These are individual assessments of your abilities made by the school based on your performances on last year's exams. You can view the abilities of students from other years and classes.
It gave me an E in academic achievement.
The ratings will be updated at the beginning of each month. So, even if you're ranked as E right now, if you achieve a perfect score on your next written test, your rating will most likely rise to an A+.
Everybody in the school will be able to see it on the app.
Your first-year ratings are simply a record of your past, nothing more. As such, they won't affect your evaluations moving forward. The administration sincerely will inspire anyone with less than stellar marks to improve their rating.
So it's a tool to drive higher achievement? Surely there's more to it.
Everyone being judged by the same benchmarks will promote interaction between class years. However, I suspect there is an ulterior motive behind this. This is merely my own conjecture, but it's possible any student whose general evaluation doesn't meet a certain standard by the end of the year will face some kind of punishment.
Punishment?
What? Are you kidding me?
Some of you may not be happy with your ratings, but it's an evaluation of your current standings. If you don't like it, I'd advise you spend this year forcing the school to accept your true talents.
So we're fighting alone now.
The introduction of this app turns the whole concept of fighting together as a class on its head. Their fear and confusion is understandable.
Oh, and another thing. This was adopted from a proposal from Student Council President Miyabi Nagumo.
He's created a system where all students are evaluated on their own individual ability. Seems Nagumo's making his dream a reality.
Furthermore, the first special exam of your second year will use an unprecedented concept, though I don't believe it's one that should pose too much of a challenge for you all. Put simply, you will work in pairs on a written test, and as for your partners, those will be picked by you from among the new first year.
Why are we working with first years, though?
In previous years, the school hasn't encouraged interaction between the different grade levels. We think this may have negatively affected the development of your communication skills.
But other second years, they're the ones we're competing against, right?
Yeah, that does feel kind of weird, doesn't it?
If you think about it, when you eventually enter the workforce, you won't always be interacting with people from your grade. At times, you may find yourself in competition with first years or even third years. You may select your exam partner from any of the first-year classes. The test will take place in 2 weeks. That should give you more than enough time to find somebody to work with.
We haven't interacted with the first years before. It'll be hard to build a relationship from nothing. Perhaps that's part of what the OAA app is for.
It will span 5 subjects, for a total of 500 points. You should try your best to achieve a high score. Because if you exceed certain benchmarks, the rewards will be substantial, and the inverse will be true as well.
I knew it! You're gonna get expelled!
Partnerships must be mutually agreed upon, and once they are decided, they cannot be undone for any reason. As you can tell, for this exam, there will be a high demand for academically proficient students.
Please, ma'am, if we can't find a partner before the 2 weeks are up, what happens then?
Anyone who fails to do so will be randomly paired up on the day of the test, and as a penalty, a 5% deduction will be applied to their scores.
You'll be in big trouble if you can't find anyone.
What am I supposed to do, Hirata? Be real, there's no way a first year's going to pair with someone with my grade.
Calm down, everyone. I'm sure we can figure something out.
Right. We need to regroup and think things through. I found a list on the app that should prove useful. It predicts the points each rating will likely earn. If the baseline for good points between both students, that means someone with an E-level academic achievement can work with someone ranked B or higher to easily pass.
I know it seems daunting right now, but if we work hard like always, we'll be fine.
Most importantly, you must make sure to choose the right partner. If talk to me or Hirata.
Understood.
If any student is found to be intentionally lowering their test score, they will be punished with immediate expulsion. Ordinarily, that would be a good deterrent. Too bad. It won't stop the White Room student. If they manage to become my partner, they won't hesitate to score a 0 to take me down with them. In other words, if I were to choose the infiltrator from the White Room to be my partner, I'd be done for. I'm sure Acting Chairman Tsukishiro had a hand in writing the rules for this exam. Something wrong?
Over winter break, we agreed that we'd compete against each other. That still stands.
I suppose you think the upcoming special exam is perfect for that?
If I beat you, I want you to put all of the talent you've been hiding into play. Use it to help Class D move up.
No objections here.
I thought you'd say that. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic then. Looking at the first years, specifically those with a rating of B or higher, there are 17 in Class A, and 13 each in Class B and Class C. Class D is the least with 11.
54 students in total.
We only have 4 students with an academic achievement rating of E. 12 if we throw in those rated D. That means there are more than enough first years who can fill the roles we need.
How do we get them to do it, though? Partnering with our D&E ranks, that's going to take some convincing.
Yes. I think that Pseudo should be our highest priority. He'll need the most help.
Really? That's surprising to hear. I was under the impression his grades had been improving.
They definitely have. But, if you put yourself in the shoes of a first year, between Pseudo or Ike, who would you pick?
Your point being, Pseudo is imposing, he's sharp-tongued, and so frightening he'll scare away any potential partners?
Right. Finding a first year who's willing to partner with him may prove to be difficult. So we should begin right away. Can I count on your help? Ichinose is impressive as always. Looking at the bigger picture, considering everything, not just her own class.
It won't only be her either. Class A and Class C will take their own measures.
There's no telling what methods Ryuen or Sakayanagi will use. For us, private points could work, offered as incentives for potential partners.
So you want to try to bribe the high-scoring students?
Yes. Those points would be the most obvious asset we could offer to the first years.
Ideally, we would use our own private points, and stretch them far enough to cover anyone who needs a partner.
The problem is our lower point incomes. We won't win any bidding wars. I'll see how the mixer pans out first.
Understood. I'll come along too.
So, you've decided to cooperate then?
Honestly, I'm just curious to see what you'll do. You've got quite a conundrum on your hands.
I see. Perhaps cooperate wasn't the right word. I take it back.